a college dropout girl, unable to hold it any longer. She rushed into a coffee shop to use the restroom, no matter how she begged. The staff coldly said she had to buy something first. Seeing the long line, she felt completely hopeless as she stood there. A man about to pay noticed her discomfort. "Honey, ready to order the usual." My wife will have a double espresso, but you haven't been sleeping well lately." "Babe." After a brief moment of confusion, she immediately understood what the man meant, so she played along with the man's act and ordered herself a cup of coffee. "Thanks, honey." "She's made a purchase. Could we get the restroom key?" Taking the key, Judy thanked the man. Just as she was heading to the restroom, the man took the coat from her hands, saying he would wait outside. "I can't leave my wife alone." The man's actions made her heart race. She thought he must be into her. So, while using the restroom, she told her sister what had just happened, excitedly thinking that the man would definitely ask her out. But the next second, water from the faucet mercilessly soaked her pants. The most unfortunate spot got drenched. What would he think if he saw this? To preserve her perfect image, she frantically used the hand dryer to dry her pants, only to get burned and let out a yelp. People outside quickly took notice. "Are you okay?" "Perfect, just absolutely perfect. I just peed for an eternity." "Okay then." After several minutes of drying, she came out shortly after, but the imagined date invitation never came. Awkwardly, she just said goodbye and left. At that moment, the man noticed a trash bag stuck to the bottom of her shoe, so he called out to her to let her know. Are you asking me out?" "Yeah, that's right." He stepped on the bag while she was distracted, and just like that, a love-hate story began. Because of their mutual attraction, just one afternoon together sparked deep feelings between them. That night, Judy went home with the man. As the night deepened, a romantic atmosphere naturally arose. After a beautiful night together, they fell asleep on the couch, exhausted. But no one could have guessed that this flame of new love would be completely extinguished the very next morning. The next day, Judy woke up first. She instinctively slid the man's hand off gently, quietly gathered her things, and slipped out of his home. What she didn't know was that her movements had already woken him. The man silently watched her leave without saying a word. "Oh my God, Holly, you have no idea this guy was amazing. I didn't know he was still asleep when I left. I don't know why. Why did I leave? What the heck was I doing? Goodbye. Love you. Sorry for waking you. It's been so long since I did something like this. Goodbye." But she didn't know that leaving without saying a word had already caused emotional harm to the man. So when she came back, she heard this kind of sarcasm. "Finally, the day has come. My boy's in love." "Yeah, right. I was hoping she'd disappear sooner. That girl's totally blind. She's nothing." At that moment, Judy was shocked beyond words. She quickly turned and left, and that was when all the misunderstandings began. The two of them returned to being strangers, until they met again half a year later. Ike was called to a bar by his childhood friend. Ike's childhood friend was gay, and this time, he happened to be dating Judy's sister. The moment they were introduced and saw each other, both of them froze for a second. Clearly, neither expected to meet again under such circumstances. Then things immediately turned tense. "Yeah, we've met before. Not close at all. Wow, what a coincidence. I'm going to grab a drink. The door's that way if you want to sneak out. I know you're good at that. I'm the blind girl, right?" Sensing the awkward atmosphere, the three of them quickly created a space for the two to talk alone, and being the people who knew them best, they soon figured everything out. "He's the jerk Judy ran into a while ago." "No way." "Judy's the coffee girl who vanished." "Sure seems like it." "I'm engaged." "How wonderful. Where should I send your gift? I want to get you a broom." "Should I mail the invitation to 28 Douchebag Street?" "So you do remember that was a rare encounter. You'll always be my rock bottom, my limp loser of a night." She called him limp. Back then, when they were into each other. Now they couldn't stop throwing insults, even dragging Holly and Laura's relationship into it. "She's your sister. This relationship won't last. She's your friend. I don't know how they're even together. I'm grabbing a drink to toast to never seeing you again. Cheers, man." Both believed that his sister and his friend's relationship wouldn't last. Once they made it through tonight, they'd never have to see each other again. But who would have thought? 3 months later, Holly and Laura actually got engaged. The wedding was set to take place in a European country, and the two were, of course, invited to attend by pure coincidence. They ended up on the same flight, seeing that Judy boarded the plane alone. Ike saw a perfect chance to mock her, because that night at the bar, Judy said she already had a fiancé. Yet now, here she was, going to the wedding all by herself. He deliberately joked that the unrelated old man next to B was her fiancé. making B so angry she was speechless. Her previously good mood instantly vanished. The two of them started bickering again, and it wasn't until the plane was about to take off that Ben returned to his business class seat in front of her. Late at night, B woke up wanting to use the restroom. Unfortunately, someone was using it while waiting. She realized she was standing right next to Ben. A biscuit on Ben's tray caught her attention. Maybe she was hungry, or maybe she wanted revenge. She grabbed the biscuit and put it in her mouth, but when she got up, she accidentally pressed the seat button. As a result, the armrest kept rising, trapping her clothes inside to get her clothes out while trying not to wake Ben. She assumed a strange position and started to maneuver. She pointed her butt right at Ben's face, and once she confirmed he was still asleep, she started yanking her clothes. The commotion drew the side glance of an old lady nearby. The old lady had seen plenty in her time, gave it a look, and went right back to sleep. B still couldn't get it loose, so she turned around and tried a stronger pulling motion. She finally got it out. Only then did she realize the guy had music playing in his earbuds. No wonder he wasn't waking up at all. What the heck? The next day, when the black guy came alone to pick them up, the two of them had no choice but to ride in the same car to their destination. Though still irritated with each other, they had to accept. They knew they'd keep crossing paths. But when they arrived, Ben realized there was something even more uncomfortable. Turned out his ex-girlfriend, who was also his childhood best friend's gal pal, was also invited, and she even brought her new boyfriend. Back then, his ex dumped him, leaving him hurt for 2 whole years. Now, all he felt was discomfort. Meanwhile, B also had her own headache. Her sister was getting married, and the pressure from her parents this time was more intense than ever. That night, lost in thought, they met again in the hallway. This time, they didn't exchange sharp words. Instead, they went together to meet everyone. After the meal, the group started playing a word game. 4-character idiom. A woman who uses her looks to take advantage of others. Yoa player, your pride flew away. What was supposed to be a guessing game turned into a venting match where they insulted each other, completely confusing the old man grouped with them. Eventually, the two started arguing outright, which led to a minor incident. Their drama spoiled the pleasant evening. Sorry. To keep it from ruining the wedding, everyone held a meeting. As outsiders, a few people could see clearly. They obviously had feelings for each other. It must have been a misunderstanding that caused all this. They teamed up to make peace between them. Who-dad? Holly, that curvy, sad-eyed woman who's still waiting to get married. Hearing something about Bia, Ben slowly moved his feet to the corner of the wall to eavesdrop. Did you know B fell in love with Ben the night she met him? Why didn't she tell him? B was just too afraid to say it. I talked with B. She really regretted leaving without a word that morning. B wants us to pass along her feelings. Tell him to let down his guard and go find her. Cupid sometimes uses arrows, sometimes needs traps. Wow, I like that. I made it up. He has to go find her. Take off his pants and say, "Come to daddy." What are you even talking about? I'm from a different generation. But in short, B likes Ben. And at the same time, the same thing was happening on B's side. Ben said he regretted calling her a blind girl. Then why did he argue with her? Because he likes her. I know B likes Ben. She's just lying to herself because she thinks she'll never love again. Oh, it's Ben. Hey, you. Oh God, they got to you too. Clearly Ben fell into the trap. B couldn't stand the way he looked so smug. Like, I knew you liked me, but someone had deliberately planned all this. Ben didn't believe it, thought she was just too embarrassed to admit it, until B showed him the 2 people secretly hiding nearby. But before they could figure things out, Laura's mom suddenly showed up and asked them to help her retrieve her sunglasses from a small boat at sea. Even though they guessed it was also part of the setup, they still went into the water together. It was only then that B realized Ben was actually a terrible swimmer. He had no strength to swim far at all. In the end, B dragged Ben to the boat. But as soon as they got on, B saw something that left her speechless. Her parents had secretly invited her ex-boyfriend, hoping they would get back together. B couldn't stand this controlling behavior from her parents. She didn't want to reconcile either, so she proposed to Ben. How about they pretend to be together, starting now, since there were people watching them anyway. That way, they could deal with her ex, and maybe trigger Ben's ex's jealousy, so she'd come back to him. She won't get jealous. We're not in high school. Trust me, when it comes to love, we're all like high schoolers. After hearing that, Ben imagined his ex-girlfriend bringing her new boyfriend around in front of him every day. He gritted his teeth and agreed the first thing they needed to do was make sure everyone knew they were together. Public displays of affection were the fastest and most effective way. There's something on your teeth. Can you get it off? Let me pick it out. Done? The scene wasn't sweet at all. It was even a bit uncomfortable. Clearly didn't have the desired effect. So, while going hiking with the group, they put on another show. Wow, this place is so romantic. Rub your nose on my neck. They were performing in full force, whispering in each other's ears, touching each other's butts, unaware that no one was paying attention to them, because everyone was distracted by a wild koala. Do you have a black mole on your butt or something? No, Really, I felt something. I don't have a black mole. What's going on? What the heck? Do I have more on me? I don't know. Check spiders hunt in pairs. Even with all that commotion, they still didn't attract anyone's attention. At this point, Ben was panicking and asked B to check his butt. I think I saw something. What did you see? It's not that, just your body's fine. Seeing that this wasn't working, B simply decided to come clean with her parents. She pulled Ben over and told them they were dating. Thankfully, her parents had no objections. They were just worried about their daughter, which is why they had invited B's childhood ex-boyfriend. Later, B also talked with her ex for a while. The ex was forced to accept the fact that B had a new relationship, but it was still clear he hadn't moved on. On Ben's side, he also got an unexpected surprise. His ex came looking for him, asking about Bae, hinting she wanted him back. She said her boyfriend was just for fun, and Ben was husband material. Ben felt their plan was working. He eagerly asked about things with B and rushed to talk next steps with her. We need to act more in love. What now? Hook up in the hallway. That's not called passion. Even though her own issues were basically resolved, B still agreed to keep playing along with Ben. So, the two decided to turn up the heat at tonight's yacht dinner party. When they left, B wore a stunning, sexy dress. That really made it hard for Ben to take his eyes off her. But just as he was about to open the car door for B, his ex-girlfriend sat right down in the front seat, so B had to sit in the back. When they got out, they still managed to seize the moment and flaunt their affection. Thoughtful points, full marks. Dress full marks. Ben's ex-girlfriend's face turned dark instantly. That night, on the luxury yacht, everyone danced along with the music. Seeing his ex-girlfriend dancing intimately with the Thor actor's wife, Ben got annoyed right away. He pulled B over to dance too. B cooperated enthusiastically. And so, the two danced passionately, completely unaware that their eyes were locked only on each other. There was even a genuine smile of happiness on B's face, though she quickly hid it. And Ben even forgot that they were pretending to impress his ex-girlfriend, until Bae reminded him to check how his ex was reacting. Then he came back to his senses and looked toward her. Thor's wife is blocking, kinda hard to tell. So B quickly came up with a great idea. She dragged Ben to the front of the boat and asked him to reenact a Titanic scene with her. But Ben thought it was lame and didn't want to do it. Only when B insisted that it would work did he reluctantly agree. And just like B said, everyone turned their heads to look at them, thinking they were romantic and sweet, finally believing they were truly a couple. Their exes also stopped and stared without saying a word. Clearly, the plan had worked. B's ex completely gave up, while Ben's ex was totally triggered by jealousy. With the sea breeze blowing, they acted out the iconic movie moment, even though it was just pretend. B genuinely seemed happy at that moment, until Ben turned and saw that everyone had already dispersed. He told B she could stop now, but the moment he let go of her hand, B fell right into the sea. Hearing her cry for help, Ben didn't think twice and jumped in after her. Why did you jump in? To save you. But you're really bad at swimming. I'm good at swimming, just not far. Seeing the yacht slowly drift away, B panicked. They were far from shore. If no one noticed them, they would surely lose their lives here. Just as they were starting to feel hopeless, Ben spotted a buoy not far away. Like grabbing a life-saving straw, they desperately swam toward it. Meanwhile, someone on the yacht finally noticed them, but the water there was too shallow, so the yacht couldn't turn around to approach. The crew immediately called for help from the port rescue team. Unaware of this, the two finally climbed onto the buoy and could finally breathe a little, sitting face to face in this shared moment of danger. They opened their hearts and talked about a lot. Ben asked B why she broke up with her ex-boyfriend. Did he cheat? Drug issues? Did you catch him using an app to measure his junk? We never argued. B told her it was because her ex-boyfriend was really good to her, but he felt more like her parents. She hated the kind of control her parents had, so there were many things she didn't want to talk to him about, including the fact that she didn't want to study law and secretly dropped out. Hearing B's secret about dropping out, Ben immediately thought of the night they first met. B had said she got into the university's law program, but she really didn't want to study law, yet her parents cared a lot about it. So, back then, she was very unsure of herself, but now she had followed her own heart. Ben praised her for pulling it off, but this time, it was B who was surprised, because she didn't expect Ben to still remember what she said that night. That was a hard-to-forget night, until you ghosted me. Only now did the two finally talk about their first encounter, the thing that had lingered in their minds, and after explaining things to each other, they finally realized it had all been a misunderstanding. Back then, they both genuinely liked each other, maybe even until now. Looking at the Sydney Opera House across the water, B made a wish to Ben. If they made it out alive this time, she hoped Ben would walk with her along the path by the opera house, because that's where people in love only walk with the ones they love. She wanted to observe the passersby and observe that kind of love. Ben agreed and promised he absolutely would. The sentiment between them returned again, but just as they were about to kiss, A beam of light shone down on them. The rescue helicopter had arrived. After that, they were sent back home. Ben once again cooked the meal from the night they first met. As their feelings grew stronger, the man and woman went completely wild in that moment, going straight from the kitchen to the bedroom, just when Bea thought she had started a beautiful relationship. Something happened that night. When everyone returned, Ben, upon waking up, immediately slipped out of her bedroom. This time, Ben ran away. She didn't understand why, so much that by the next day, she still hadn't heard back from Ben, and today was Holly and Laura's wedding day. She was assigned to pick up the custom wedding cake with Ben's ex-girlfriend. "Are you and Ben serious?" "What?" "Oh, we're just going along with it." "Then you wouldn't mind if I go after him, right? Dumping him might have been a mistake." Faced with the woman's almost taunting words, she couldn't respond at all, because she didn't know how Ben felt. "I know he really likes you." Now meanwhile, Ben's indecisiveness was frustrating the black guy. He couldn't choose between his ex and Bea, because he couldn't confirm whether Bea's feelings were just a temporary impulse. "I don't know. She can't figure out what she wants. This is her first time being single in her life. She just took a break from law school, and her damn perfect ex-boyfriend came back again." Dude, cut it out with that white boy drama. Hold on, seriously? Every time things get serious, you bail. You make excuses for being a jerk and then go chase another girl. Pick Judy. You jumped off the boat for her, woken up by black guy's words. Ike realized deep down he had already made his choice, but just as he was about to apologize to Judy for walking away last night, something big happened on Judy's side. Judy's parents actually found out she secretly took a leave from school and came over to scold her harshly. "You dropped out. What? When were you going to say something? Is this your way of getting back at us? We're sorry we kept forcing you to chase success. We've really been terrible parents." As more people arrived, everyone learned about it, and she had only told Ike. So there was only one possibility, and right then Ike showed up. "I can't believe you told them I dropped out." "I didn't," he told black guy, and black guy told him, "Damn." In the end, it was still Ike who let the secret out. Judy's feelings could only be described as terrible. She let all the frustration from her parents out on Ike. "You're such a jerk. I was wrong. I'm sorry. You're single for a reason. No one can trust you." "Then why are you single?" "Because of people like you." "Fine. Keep lying to yourself. Get out." Just like that, their relationship ended before it even started again. Things had gone this far. Judy stopped caring and gave up completely. Right in front of everyone, she revealed everything about the fake relationship with Ike. "You lied to me too. You two weren't together. I'd never date someone like him." While everyone stared at each other, stunned by the lies, a dog appeared and knocked over the wedding cake. "Really sorry." Laura looked at Judy and Ike, then stormed off angrily. In the end, it was because of them that this situation happened and the cake got ruined, and it doomed the wedding to be imperfect. Judy looked at Ike, her heart full of sadness and frustration. Under her father's gaze, she silently returned to her room. The wedding was set to happen that afternoon. Everything still had to go on. Through the window, Ike overheard Holly and Laura talking. "We just wanted them to join the celebration, and they ruined it all. This whole weekend has been so stressful for me, and you care more about Judy than about me. You care more about your schedule. Who are you marrying, me or your planner? If that's how you feel, why are we even getting married?" "I don't know." He didn't expect he and Judy had such a big impact on them. He immediately went to knock on Judy's door. At this point, the only thing they should do is peacefully and properly help finish the wedding until it ends. "We're jerks. We're really sorry. I'm a bad sister, and he's a bad friend. Today is your big day. We promise we won't cause any trouble." In their sincere apology, they were forgiven. Then the group cheerfully headed to the wedding venue. And in a joyful atmosphere, the ceremony went smoothly. At the party, Judy got an unexpected surprise. Her parents actually found her and apologized for this morning. They understood Judy and also wanted to tell her they're not stubborn control freaks, that as long as she's willing to communicate, they'll always support the choices she makes. At this moment, it seemed the secret being exposed wasn't such a bad thing after all. From now on, she and her parents would get along much better. Meanwhile, Ike was confessed to by his ex-girlfriend, taking the chance while her current boyfriend went surfing. She pulled Ike to dance, telling him how much she missed him, then suddenly kissed Ike. A kiss between people who had once parted. But this time, Ike finally understood. He was just too stuck in past memories and deeply regretted his failed effort. But that was never love. He no longer had feelings for his ex. But he didn't know that the kiss with his ex was just seen by Judy. The sudden heartbreak made Judy unable to stay another second. She walked out of the wedding alone, walking on the lively and bustling street. Yet inside, she felt incredibly lonely and sad. She raised her hand to hail a cab, and the moment she got in, tears finally began to fall uncontrollably. Even though harsh words were exchanged, even though misunderstandings kept happening, the real heartbreak told her she still loved this man. Meanwhile, Ike sat, lost in thought. I know it sounds crazy, but even when they argued, I've never seen Judy that happy. Ike too. The same people who were with Ike and Judy earlier started whispering in his ear again on purpose. But this time, he called them out and vented all his frustration. "What is wrong with you guys? I've been lied to, played, manipulated this whole weekend. I can't even tell what's real anymore." He couldn't confirm his feelings for Judy either. All he had now was confusion and frustration. Then Laura's dad said one sentence that instantly cleared Ike's head. "Trust your heart's choice. True love is a rare and precious thing. Don't wait until it's too late to regret." After a moment of deep thought, Ike decided to go after the girl he loved. But he was told Judy had left after seeing him kiss his ex. "What?" "I didn't kiss Margaret. She kissed me. I pulled away. I don't want to be with her." "Don't say another word. You handsome idiot. Go. Don't sit and wait for love. You need to fight for her." Everyone gathered around, urging him to go find Judy, but no one there knew where she had gone. Looking blindly would be like finding a needle in a haystack. Then Holly mentioned a key detail, which instantly excited Ike. Before leaving, Judy told them she might go watch people. Watch people. That's it. That's the place. The next second, he downed his whole cup of coffee in one gulp, then ran toward the cliff under everyone's confused eyes and shouted to call the harbor rescue team. Then leaped off the cliff. Turns out this was the fastest way he could think of to find Judy. When he was pulled into the helicopter, the rescuers heard he was chasing the girl he loved most and agreed to help without hesitation. Meanwhile, Judy really did go to the Sydney Opera House. She stood there, watching the many romantic couples around. But her eyes were full of loneliness. And in the next second, when she heard the growing sound behind her and turned, an overwhelming joy instantly surged in her heart. Ike ran toward Judy without hesitation. He told Judy he was just a fool, wasting every day after meeting her that he didn't spend with her. And his running away last night was cowardice. Because he thought she'd regret, because he feared losing someone he loved again. "I can't handle losing again. Someone I truly loved. Last night was the first time I didn't feel regret. If you don't want me, if I'm not your type, if I'm not the one, I get it. But I'll be seriously freaking heartbroken." After a heartfelt confession from both sides, they finally truly came together. It was love at first sight from the moment they met. It was the flutter after all the misunderstandings and harsh words. It was two sincere souls choosing each other. From the moment they met, maybe their love was already destined. Now the question is, have you found the one who truly loves you?